Why, hello there, folks. Welcome to another round of Modern. It's Dylan from Alternate Universes, and on the left we have Huck Rogers playing Red Deck Wins, aka Mono Red Prowess. And on the right we have we have Leland Machin playing Boros Lotus Field. I almost said his name was Boros Lotus Field, and he was playing Leland. Which maybe the deck plays the pilot. Who knows? Leland leading on a Flagstones of Trocaire, one of my favorite lands that I have not been able to play in like a year or two. Flagstone's super sweet card. If it is destroyed, it's a legendary land. If it's destroyed, you get to search your deck for a plains, put it into play. The way I like to use the card is with Elvish Reclaimer, sacking it to Reclaimer effect to go search for a land, and then you just get the +1 land. It's a great time. I miss Reclaimer Titan. It was a blast. Now, Leland is going to be playing cards like Boom Bust, which he's doing right here. He's popping the mountain, popping the flagstones. But you can also do it with like Lotus Field, where you put Lotus Field into play, sack it, go get another land. It's a cute deck. Leland has been playing it for a little while now, not consistently. He'll play it for a couple weeks and then switch to something new. Maybe Spike is playing this deck again, maybe that's why. Or maybe Leland saw Capricious Hellraiser and was like, I need to play this card. That way Dylan has to learn what it does. Because I believe that. Alright, Soul Scar Mage coming in for 1 damage here. Plays a Mountain. Plays a Light at the stage. We're going to look at, or exile the top 2 cards of the deck. Gets a Swift Spirit and a Metamorphose. Mono Red Prowess. One of my favorite decks. And like one of the cheapest ways to get into Modern too. Especially now that like Burn is not actually the cheapest way anymore, because Eidolon of the Great Revel is still like $20 a piece. Prowess, very, very cheap. Soulscar Mages are cheap. Swift Spears are cheap. Swift Spears are in Standard. Truly the reason I must play Standard. I must play Monastery Swift Spear. Dog hair on my microphone. Alright, casting the Metamorphose. Gonna get a Prowess trigger. Most likely going to make red. Leland reading Light at the stage. Doesn't believe that it's that good of a card. I chide him for not remembering the days of Arclight Phoenix.
How do you not remember Light Up from like the Phoenix format?
They just always would play the other cards. I don't know.
That boom on the mountain honestly might have been a really good tempo play for Leland. Like it might be really big. Because Prowess is not a deck that plays a lot of lands, right? Like your curve is very low, because you just want like 2 or 3 lands. That's all you really need. But Huck's turn would be so much better if he had access to that 3rd mountain right now. Because he could have played the Swift Spear, then played the Metamorphose, got Prowess triggers on both creatures immediately, and then would have 1 extra mana still to work with off the Metamorphose here. See the Bolt, however, on the Wall of Omens, making it a -3. I don't know. Can power go below 0? Makes it an 0-2. Makes it jump in front of Soulscar Mage. Fable the Mirror Breaker coming out here. Going to make a 2/2 Goblin Shaman token. Gonna watch Leland to put the wrong token into play. It's okay. He altered it a tiny bit to make it as close as he can to possible, because that token is still expensive.
I tried really hard.
But the greatest thing about tokens, folks, is that if you don't have the actual token, you can use something to represent it, or you can draw your own. If you come to Alternate Universes, you can ask me to draw you a token. It will not look pretty. I am no artist. However, I will draw you something. It's also like super fun. I have a Blue's Clues token for my Clue token for Tyros Tracker. It's really fun having your friends draw you stuff. There's a Runaway Steam Kiln card that if you have not read this card before, it's pretty cool. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if it has less than 3 counters on it, you can put a counter, or 3 or less counters on it. I think it can go up to 4. Or go up. Yeah, we'll get to that part in a second. You put a counter on it, it gets +1/+1 for all the counters, and then you can remove 3 counters from it to add 3 red mana. I think it's 3. Runaway Steam Kiln. card I refer to as runaway steam killing way too often. Yeah, if it is fewer than 3 counters, you can go up to 3 counters. You cannot go higher. But it becomes a 2-mana 4/4, and then you can make mana with it, which is kind of cool. Again, pretty useful considering Prowess is not a deck that plays a bunch of lands. Like some gut shots and lava spikes here. Leland going to have to decide if he wants to block or not. He's going to evoke a Solitude, pitching in a Myria's Call.
That's exile.
Exiles one of the Soul Scar Mage.
Or 4, sorry.
There should only be 2 prowess. Because it's lava.
Oh, okay.
Child.
Yeah, that messed it up somehow. Yeah, alright.
So I go to 20.
A little bit of confusion about how many Prowess counters there actually were. I think somebody had bumped the 2 to 3, but it was just 2. Gut shot and lava spike were the only cards. Cast that turn.
I'm like out of
Besides the kill, but.
What is this?
Alright, discarding 2 cards to the second chapter ability here. Picks up a Blood Sun. And I can't see the other card. We have Hellraiser, Blood Sun, Solitude, something.
One more?
Looks like a foil card. Foil's not always the easiest thing to read on camera, especially when surrounded by non-foils. Fully foil decks are usually not too bad, which is nice, but
There are like bad hits though. Alright. Well, I also could start there.
it might be a Fury.
Alright, sorry. This.
Yep, evokes a Fury, pitching
Exile.
Blood Sun.
We will do.
There's a Jeskai version of this deck, and I'm surprised Leland doesn't play it.
I guess just 4 damage.
He does notably love the color blue. But he's been on a red kick in the last year or so, which if you know Leland is strange. For like the first couple years of knowing Leland as a person, I had never seen him cast a red spell. So, as a Capricious Hellraiser, I'm just going to pull it up on TCG Player so I can read it to you, because it has a wall of text, and I don't remember what it does exactly.
So you need to pick 3 of these at random.
It is not the card from Phyrexian Obi-Wan that I've cast a butt ton of times.
However you
So, it is 3 and 3 red. The spell costs 3 less to cast if you have 9 or more cards in your graveyard. It's a flying 4/4. And when it enters the battlefield, you exile 3 cards at random from your graveyard. Choose a non-creature, non-land card from among them and copy it. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost.
one of your mountains.
Which is why that cleansing...
So you get to
yeah,
search
the cleansing
for
wildfire is going to get cast. You're going to blow up a land. We'll draw a card.
Taps.
comes in touch. Mental check. Get a treasure.
It was like Shanks,
And a
6-drop Luffy, 5-drop Luffy, Zoro, Chopper, like she played 5 Namis all in one game. I teach. That was the only thing that counts. I don't want her to attack, but just get all the board. The same crack. 19. Lucy. I shouldn't have won that.
Shaman cracks and makes a treasure token. Using the Capenna treasure token? I like that choice. At this point, treasure token arts are going to be as you know, plentiful as full art basic lands now.
Metamorphose, red.
Yep.
Use one of those red to cast Swift Spear.
Sure.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Use the last floating red. That one Redler.
Yeah.
Fable flips. We have our 3-2 Kiki Jiki with an asterisk.
Go. Let's
This is not quite the goblin that we all know and love.
How many cards is it? Three. Block here.
And it has Solitude, Ephemerate, and a red card in hand.
How do I do this? We'll just card cast a Solitude.
So it's gain life, you go to the power.
Yeah. So you go to 22. Take 4 to 18 and pass.
Do you mind if I read this real quick?
Giving Solitude a quick read. Oh, we had 2 treasures. That's what it was. Okay. Like, how did we cast that? Treasures. Alright, Swiss Spear coming out here. We got 3 Taylor Swiss Spears on the board.
Metamorphose, red. From the reds to lava spike.
Alright, Lava Spike.
Combat.
Cracks in here for some damage. 9 to be exact.
Block. Do I need to double block? Do I need to block at all? Yeah, we
Gives up the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Or Reflections of Kiki GQ. Whatever the flip side's called.
We'll take 3, gain 3, so stay the
Yeah,
same.
so you actually and then you just put that.
Cool. I told us going to stay the same. Those creatures will die. Hux will stay around. And the Swiss Spear coming out here.
Go ahead.
So I feel like Fury's best possible draw. I'm just going to play a Blood Sun. Draw the card. I just drew another copy of Blood Sun. Attacks in for 6. Makes a treasure.
6.
Leland, I think just hoping Huck doesn't have spells.
Hope to get lucky, I guess. Ephemerate
Going to Ephemerate that now. Okay. Guess makes sense. That way if you hit something you can cast it.
Yeah, so we'll destroy all the lands. Prowess.
Alrighty, we are doing some shenanigans. All the lands have been blown up.
Combat.
Yeah.
Cracking in for 2. We do Ephemerate the Hellraiser again.
Miss.
Chooses 3. Gets nothing but creatures.
We'll still block.
Okay, 1.
Yep, 3.
One takes 1 point of damage here.
Yep.
I will ephemerate this time.
Chooses to Ephemerate the Dragon.
Exile, but I'll cast this.
Gets a copy of Fable the Mirrorbreaker.
Oh, actually, it's a token, isn't it? So it can flip?
This is where we had our interesting judge call about
Judge.
what happens to a saga if a copy of it's made. Can it transform? The answer is no, because it's a token. It's the whole thing.
I hit Fable with Hellraiser. So it's a token? So it can't flip, I guess, right? Well, it will exile itself.
Oh, you cast copy. Okay, so whenever you copy like the thing, it comes in as a token copy of it, and if a if it tries to exile, it just does it. If it tries to like exile to flip.
Okay. Or just exiles, it goes away, I guess. Okay, never mind.
So
Alright.
it will die because it cannot flip over. So like the third chapter is gonna happen. It's gonna go, okay, I need to flip over, and it's gonna go, okay, I'm a token, I don't do that, and then the same base are gonna happen.
Listening to the judge call.
I'm a saga that's outlived my use.
Sorry. Local L2, Michael Mapson,
Okay,
explains what's
okay.
going on.
Anyways, so where were we? Alright, so I get a goblin, I figured. I know that much. That was in my upkeep. Draw step. Attack with one of the goblins. Yeah. And pass. Not doing anything. Just attacks.
Alright, cracks in. That's going to be game. And game 2. Huck is going to be on the play here. Feeling mulliganing. A mountain. Got a Swiss Spear. Then taking 1 damage, going down to 19. Another Swiss Spear.
Life. Scarred.
Cracks in for 2 points of damage. Lewin go down to 17. Full lag turns a Troker. Evoke Fury with oh, and there's an Ephemerate in his hand. Oh, that's disgusting.
Flip a coin. I don't know.
Flip a coin, he says. Alright, cast Fury, pitching, Boom Ghost.
There's the Evoke of the Fury.
2/2.
Go 2/2.
Someone to have a gunshot in their hand more than this one moment.
Chose to not ephemerate it. Interesting. Cleansing Wildfire on the Indestructible Bridge. Go get him a basic. He'll get the draw card.
Draw card and pass the turn.
Picks up a Blood Sun. I don't know. I think I'd rather have the Fury in play
Leland, I don't know why you do any of that.
than the ramp. I could be wrong. Alright, Soul Guide Lantern. My brain kept wanting to say Soul Scar. Alright, exhaust the Fury from the graveyard. Is a Prowess trigger. Attacks for 2. Plays Light Up the Stage. Exile 2 cards. Gets a Mountain and a Lava Spike. Alright, Blood Sun. Draws a card. Has the Lotus Field to follow up too, which is so good. At this point, do you evoke the Fury? Just passes the turn. I think he just wants to hard cast it next turn. Alright, Lava Spike, 3 damage, goes down to 12.
Sacrifice, draw card.
Yep. Is it? Oh, it's the other half. Okay.
Alright, pops a Lantern to draw a card.
Review that.
Attacks in for 2. Then goes down to 10. Alright, gonna cast Fury here. We'll do 4 damage to the Swift Spear. My brain keeps wanting to say Soul Scar Mage. What the shit? Okay. Huck draws the bolt. Gonna go to combat, attacking. We'll be doing 6 damage. If it resolves, we are going to ephemerate the Fury in response. No reason to give it up.
I'll try to save it.
Is it only any creature?
Yeah.
Alright, plays out a Swift Spear, passes the turn.
Recast this.
Ephemerate kills the Swift Spear.
Cast Awakening.
To cast Valakut Awakening at a bottom deck 2 cards here. We'll then draw 3. Passes the turn.
Red, draw.
It's going to Manamorphose, draw a card. Picks up another Soul Guide Lantern?
1 red, soul guide,
Yes.
ephemerate.
Exiles the Ephemerate. Attacks in for 6. Huck goes to 13. Falcon Awakening, bottoming 5 cards this time. Gonna draw 6. That's 4 cards. He had the Falcon Awakening was the 5th card. Duh. Untap Sacred Foundry does not take 2 damage because Bloodstone is on the board. Cast Second Fury to draw a card of the Lantern. Alright, just passes the turn. Attacks in for 12 damage. Huck goes to 1. Has 3rd Fury in hand.
Instead, Lava Dart you.
Alright, going to dart Leland here. Hopefully just hoping to draw enough burn spells. Picks up another land. Leland will be taking it 2-0 with Boros Lotus Field over Huck Rogers on Mono Red Prowess. Thank you for watching, folks, and have a great rest of your day.